Hey guys, welcome back to my blog. I'm standing in front of Macy's here in Dadeland Mall. A lot of you are familiar with big box retailers such as Macy's, Nordstrom's, Neiman's, but back in the day, there was Burdines. Right here was one of the biggest Burdines in the state of Florida. Here's the story about a store as synonymous with Miami as any you've ever heard. Burdines was known as the Florida store, thanks to the interior design theme that featured palm trees, tropical colors, dolphins, and sunshine. The imagery and the mindset that makes Florida a place like no other. The store even stocked spring and summer clothing during the winter months, coining the term sunshine fashions. Founded in 1898, William Burdine and his son John came down to the newly incorporated Miami with a wagon of men's goods. The tiny storefront in downtown, named W.M. Burdine & Son, was a modest trading post to serve troops stationed here for the Spanish-American War. By 1912, William's son, Roddy, had taken the reins. Roddy Burdine is credited with leading Burdine's transition from small trading post to the multi-story, fashion-leading department store. The new headquarters was a 5-story downtown store built as Miami's first store with air conditioning, steel escalators, and elevators operated by women wearing white gloves. An afternoon orchestra and fashion shows helped promote sales. In the 1920s, thanks to the land boom, the business continued growing, eventually expanding with the opening of its first branch store in Miami Beach. Over the next 30 years, 4 other branches opened across the state of Florida. In 1956, Burdines merged with Federated Department Stores, allowing the brand to expand north and westward. The conversion resulted in there being 58 Burdine stores in the state of Florida, more than twice their initial store count of 27. The company's expansion and influence was so strong in South Florida that the Burdine store in Dadeland Mall became the largest suburban department store south of New York. During this time period, the downtown Burdines location was also a place of unknown significance during the Civil Rights era. Many people think that the first sit-in took place in Greensboro, North Carolina in 1960. However, the civil rights activists of the Miami chapter of the Congress of Racial Equality had staged sit-ins in downtown Miami a year earlier. In response, a year later, Burdines desegregated their lunch counter. By 1968, the glut of department stores across the state of Florida led Canadian mall developer Robert Campo to acquire Allied Stores, Federated Department Stores, and R.H. Macy & Co. in what became the largest takeover in U.S. history. This was the beginning of a decade-long process combining operations and winnowing the 9 Federated store nameplates down to 2, Bloomingdale's and Macy's. In 2004, all Burdines department stores were changed to Burdines Macy's and then just became Macy's on March of 2005. So you'd be hard-pressed to find any old signs or any evidence that Burdines even existed at any of the Burdines locations. A lot of the stores that were Burdines once are now closing as retail has kind of seen its demise due to the rise of e-commerce. But anyways, a nostalgic place for people who remember this store. Let me know what you think about this story in my comments below. And thanks for passing by my blog.